welcome to this week's edition of the Cream of Cabarrus Rankings. I'm Mark Plemmons, and I'm with sports editor C.Jemal Horton of the Independent Tribune, and we've got a good group of teams again this week, and we'll start right off, dive right in. Cox Mill, number 6 in the ladies' rankings.
Yeah, the Chargers really earned their spot. You know, you and I were discussing before we recorded this just how close it really was going to come down to the Chargers, and we have to kind of, pay respect to the Concord Spiders, who also had done really well and had deserved consideration for that number 6 spot. But at the end of the day, they played 2 close games, and the difference between their 2 games was Cox Mill had a 1-point advantage.
Yeah, point differential. And one other thing with Cox Mill, most of their wins have come in conference, where Concord's got 2 conference wins, even though Concord beat Cox Mill last time they played.
Yeah, absolutely. So we certainly don't want to take away from the Chargers' accomplishment, but certainly want to give some credit to the Spiders, who are an improving program.
As we look at the number 5 team of this week's ladies' rankings, we have the Concord First Assembly Eagles, and they are steady at number 5, solidly in second place now in the Metro Athletic.
Yeah, they really are. They posted a 20-6 record. Their only real hurdle in that league has been Northside Christian, but now they're about to, tonight, not tonight, but on Thursday, February 5th, they're slated to play their final regular season game, and then they start that pursuit of a state championship.
And of course, that is wide open. If you get a 2 seed coming out of that conference, you've got a good opportunity as well, particularly as well as they played at times this year.
Yeah.
As we go to number 4, we've got the Central Cabarrus Vikings, and Vikings will drop. I think we dropped them 1 spot this week after they had climbed up to number 3, but not so much as their play as the play that kind of leapfrogged them.
Yeah,
team.
Yeah, and the Vikings, still having a solid season, but they did suffer a couple of tough losses to West Rowan and South Rowan, and so that kind of helped them take a little bit of a tumble, but still they're in the mix, both in the rankings and with a chance to maybe claim a postseason playoff spot as well.
They need to get a couple of wins here over the last week or so. Of course, we're entering, as you watch this video, probably the last week of the regular season is next week.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Or as we tape this. A.L. Brown moves up 1 spot, had that big upset of J.M. Robinson, and that was really an outstanding basketball game, and A.L. Brown playing very well right now.
We had talked, Mark, just about how they had run into a tough portion of their Mecca 4A schedule, but certainly we're going to get to a point to where they were beating some of these teams, and they've proven that they could do just that. They had the big game against J.M. Robinson, and just recently had a victory over South Rowan, which is another really good team. So kind of peaking at the right time are the Wonders.
And of course, you mentioned South Rowan. They're tied for the South Piedmont Conference lead, and one of the teams that they're just a half game in front of is our number 2 team, the Hickory Ridge Raging Bulls.
Yeah, the Raging Bulls, as you mentioned, right there in that 3rd place slot. They have a chance coming up on Friday, February 6th.
Yep.
Where they have a big meeting with South Rowan that certainly will be highly anticipated by a number of people in this area.
Yeah, Hickory Ridge will be hosting South Rowan Friday. That'll be one of the radio-free Cabarrus games of the week, so we'll be broadcasting there. Be sure to look for a link on our website, and we'll have live audio, video after that game is complete. The other team in contention, the South Piedmont, is East Rowan. East Rowan, South Rowan are tied. Hickory Ridge is a half game back because they played 1 less game.
Yeah, absolutely. But Tanya Talonda Simmons is going to have the Raging Bulls ready to battle on Friday, and really just throughout the rest of the season. That team is a squad that does not give up.
Number 1 team, the J.M. Robinson Bulldogs.
Once again, they are the only girls program to hold that number 1 spot in the Cream of Cabarrus ranking.
Yeah, they're number 1. Did have that tough loss to A.L. Brown last week, and as we look at Friday night's action, Hopewell at J.M. Robinson, that game would have been possibly for a battle for first place had they not dropped that tough loss to A.L. Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. But, again, Mark, the Bulldogs still trying to put themselves in good position for that conference tournament, hopefully to make a run. And, you never know. meet some of these other big name squads around. Kind of some of the teams, like a team like Myers Park. I know that's a squad that the Bulldogs kind of have locked in on their radar for down the road, and but it all starts now with finishing strong in the regular season and then getting to that point.
And Robinson will be hosting Hopewell Friday night. That'll be our second Radio Free Cabarrus game of the week, so you'll be able to watch and listen to that basketball game. If Robinson could come up with a victory there, they would be one game out of first place headed into the final week of the season, and that would solidify their second place standings.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's another one of those games you don't want to miss if you have the opportunity, either live in person, being there, or listening to my guys, Mark and his crew on Radio Free Cabarrus.
John Von Cannon, Chris Hudson will be there. Have Perry Gabriel, myself, and others at the South Rowan Hickory Ridge game coming up Friday night. So that's going to do it for this week's Cream of Cabarrus rankings for the ladies' side. James Nix is always doing a great job.
The man.
That's right. For C.Jemal Horton, I'm Mark Plemmons. Thanks for joining us.